Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. It's Monday, the 21st of February 2022, I should say. And my name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's somewhat blustery here today. We've had two storms last week. We've got another one due today and another one due tomorrow. Morning, Lynn. So it's all a bit frantic. Luckily, we haven't suffered, touch wood. We haven't suffered any damage here other than things sort of flying around the place. But nobody's been hurt, that's the main thing. So thank you for joining me. We were working with, or playing with I should say, this stamp set last week, Oceanfront, to create a variety of different scenes. And we used that at Coffee and Card on Friday. And two of the ladies made some great designs. So I thought I would use their inspiration for today's Facebook Live. So I will start by showing you the cards from last week in case you didn't join us. Just trying to find the right place on my phone to see where we are. And of course I can't. I know it'll be here somewhere. Oh, hey ho. I'll just have to look over at the main screen to see any comments. Oh, so morning Catherine, morning Scylla, and good evening to you Kerry. Okay, so let me show you just quickly what we did last week in case you haven't seen them. So we started off with this one, just a straightforward scene using a few elements from the stamp set. That's that one there, and we added the faux sea glass pebbles here for a little bit of 3D interest. It's that one. Then I did an all over ocean scene using some Night of Navy and Balmy Blue, and the yacht from, or one of the yachts from Sailing Home, and that's what I'm going to be using today. We then also did a country scene. I used the stone wall across the bottom, and then added a country scene with some trees. And then we did a little bit of masking. This one is using the two little girls from Beautiful Moments. So I stamped those, masked them with a post-it note, which is what we're going to do today, and then stamped the scene behind them. Morning Jeanette. And then our last card on Thursday of last week was this one, again the same technique, stamping the lady first and then covering her up with a post-it note, stamping the background. And in this case I also did some paper piecing as I stamped her dress onto some spotty paper, which was chosen by the viewers on Friday. And the cat's just joined us. Yeah, not enough space for you today, mate. Sorry. So that was Thursday evening's card. So on Friday we had Coffee and Card in Brackley, and two of the ladies, Louise and Joan, used the Lighthouse from Sailing Home. So I'm going to take their idea and see how we get on with it. So what I am going to use from this Oceanfront stamp set, as well as the backgrounds, are these rocks and things here to create the scene for the lighthouse. So I am going to start by stamping the lighthouse. So I've got our standard layer here. I am going to bring in although I don't need it for the lighthouse. I'm going to bring that in for the main scene. Oh, thank you, Kerry. So this is the lighthouse itself. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is stamp it first and then obviously build the scenery behind it. I have just quickly stamped it onto a post-it note, so I'm going to cut that out for the stamping around. And I think I'm going to stamp that in soft suede that I've got here. So let me just clean that off. And we'll give it a go. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. It certainly went quickly, that's for sure. But then that always does, doesn't it? Okay. Now the secret will be trying to get this fairly straight. So it might take me a go at this. Let's have a look. So I'm going to have this over up to the left. Morning, Zana. I hope you're well. Oh, that's good. Straight lighthouse to start the week with. That is always good. Okay, so I have stamped the lighthouse onto a post-it note. I just stamped it onto the block, which wasn't a good idea because it's not exactly straight, but it will do the job. So my plan is to build the scene. So there's a couple of things we're going to do. One is we're going to add in the rocks and things along here. And then we're also, and this was Louise's idea, going to use some post-it notes so that we can add in, and I'll probably add it in with a blending brush, some yellow for the light of the lighthouse. So we create a lighthouse scene. Let's start with the rocks. I think that would be a good plan just to get that base in place. So we've got various ones that we can use. So we've got this one here that we can angle. We've got these bits and pieces here, and we've got these boulders. So let's start with some boulders at the bottom. Now I'm not sure if crumb cake is going to be too dark. I think it'll be all right. But I am going to grab a piece of paper so that I can stamp off the bottom but not onto my mat. Otherwise, when you do that, it's very easy to transfer the ink from your mat everywhere else. Okay. So just going to build this up. Like so. Something on it already. And now I'm going to bring in this one here. So I've got these bits in the foreground, then I'm going to use this one that we've used for the, amongst other things, we've used for the sand. This also would make a really good cloud, in my opinion, up here. So I might try that. Okay, so let's go slightly lighter. I'm going to go crumb cake for this bit here because I can always add some detail. Morning, Sandra. Happy belated birthday to you. I've got an admission of guilt because I was convinced I'd drop your card into you, and obviously I haven't because I found it yesterday. I'm so sorry. So I will sort that out and drop it into you today. I'm hoping that you're on holiday to celebrate your birthday and not off sick or anything. Okay, so I'm just building up this scene here. So I think this is probably one of the most useful stamps, is this little one here, because as I say, I reckon it would make really good clouds. Right, just want to go a little bit darker. So I've stamped in soft suede and just lightly stamped it off, so that should give me yeah, the difference between the crumb cake and the soft suede. If I just lift that up, hopefully you can see that. Okay, I think I'm going to pop a couple of grasses here. I'm just going to swap those over. Now I'm in that mid phase because my bags are packed for this afternoon's coffee and card in toaster, with everything that I need. So I'm trying not to get too much out so that I don't leave it behind, which I have done. So this is just that little grass there, if you can see that. Oh, you probably can't see it, just in here. Put one at this end. Maybe you'll see that a bit better. Okay. Right, so we've got some grasses and stuff going on there. I'm just going to use a crumb cake light blends pen, but you could use a blender pen. Just doing a little bit of detail on here. Take my glasses off. So a lot of the colouring is done for you. You could just use an aqua painter, or in fact you could just leave it as is. So, and gives me an opportunity just to fill in that little bit there. And a little bit up here. Sorry, that's Cassie doing her thing. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is do the rays of light first. So what I'm going to do, and then I can cover those up, is one like that, and one like that. And then I'm just going to use a yellow blending brush, and I'm just going to use Daffodil to light. Yep, I might need to go darker, and you could use the stamps in here as well if you wanted to, just stamp an element. So So this was Louise who suggested or did this idea with the rays from the lighthouse. There we go. I'm not making it very dark, you know me. It's not, I haven't got a night scene. Just peel that away. There we go. Probably do need it to go a bit closer in though. There we go. Okay, so there we've got our lighthouse with the light shining out. We can see that all right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cover up the lighthouse, and I also need to cover this up as well so that we can stamp the sea and the sky. Let me just cover these up. Okay, so I'm going to cut out this here, part of the lighthouse. Let's just do it very quickly, and I can cover this bit over, so I'm not too worried about the this bottom edge here. So normally I would use my snips for this, but they're all packed away. So I'm just using some old Stampin' Up scissors. Okay. I'm not worried about that tiny little bit on the top. There we go. So that's going to cover up my lighthouse. So this is just a standard stamping technique called masking, where you stamp what you want in the foreground, cover it up with a mask, which is basically the same image stamped onto a sticky note, or just a piece of copy paper would also work. And then you can stamp on top of it, but obviously it doesn't cover up this main element of the image. Oh, a couple of days off. Excellent, Sandra. Well, if you want to join us, you're welcome to come to Coffee and Card this afternoon if you fancy a trip out somewhere. Right. Just try to see if I can find the video on my phone so that I can see a bit easy. Oh, that's better. Okay. Perfect. So we've covered up our lighthouse, and then I'm going to, I won't need to start with, but because I'm going to do the sea bit first. So what I want to do is have the sea sort of coming across here. So I do need to cover up this bit here. So what I'm going to do is just take the edge of the post-it note and just tear it slightly, and then I can angle that on there like so, just so it covers that up. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to add in the sea. So I've got Balmy Blue, which I tend to use for the sky. I've got Pool Party, which I didn't use. I used Coastal Cabana last time. I could also use Pacific Point if I was being very daring. Let's have a look. So here's Pacific Point. And so we have this one here that's got little bits of detail cut into it, so it makes the perfect sea. So I just need to decide what line I'm going to take, and I just want to stamp this out to see what it looks like. So this is Pacific Point, so quite a deep blue. Just stamp it on the back of here. My other scenes. There we go. So hopefully you can see it's got this little element of detail in it. So I think that will work perfectly. And what I am going to do, is tear that off, because this bit is covered up so that I can put my sea right the way across, if that makes any sense. Okay, and absolutely more by luck than judgment, that fits across there. Like so. And then what I want to do, I hope I've done that straight, is stamp over the lighthouse again, make sure I've got this element here. Okay, let's have a look and see. Yep, that definitely works. So I've got a few little areas here where obviously it didn't quite meet, but that's fine. I can just touch those up with either a blender pen or just by over stamping again. Okay, so I've got my sea. Now the question is, I could put a yacht there. What do you think? Be quite nice. And we do have the birds, of course. Can't have anything without the birds. And then we've got the sky as well. So for the sky, we're going to use the larger area here. And the other stamp that I haven't used, that I intended to, is this tiny little one with all the dots, because this is perfect for filling in extra detail. Okay. Now I can stamp my yacht on top. I'm not too worried about that. So what I'm going to do is cover up my blue ink pad. I'm just wondering whether to do another line of sea in a slightly different colour, because you know how it's when it sort of disappears off, you get that detail, but maybe I won't. Okay, so I'm going to cover up our shaft of light that's coming out of there. And then I'm going to use Balmy Blue. So you can have great fun with these. just building up different scenes. Have a look and see what stamps you've got that would go with this. So any scenery stamps, if you've got the peaceful deer, you could do a the deer in a country scene. It's just one of those really useful scenery sets. So I'm using this with Sailing Away. Okay, and I want another section there. Yes, it was windy over your way, wasn't it? I mean, it was windy here, but I think you had it worse over your ways, Anna. Okay. I can see something on here. Tiny little hair. So I'm just going to restamp that. Okay. There we go. I'm not going to take this right off because I want to keep it in place, but you can see how that's building up. So now I'm going to do the sky above it. And with this bit here, I can either pop another layer in, or I can just extend it out with a blends pen. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. So let's grab I want a post-it note with some stick. Okay, so I can cover this up. Like so. So I hope everybody, as I say, had a nice weekend. I can't believe it's the last week of February this week, which means the last week of celebration as well. So I'm just going to do a little bit on there and then turn it round. It's our card classes tomorrow in Evenly near Brackley, so I'm looking forward to those. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Scylla. So I'm just turning this around, and it's really good for sky because you get that the look of, you know, layers of clouds and things. And then Saturday I've got my kit class, so I do still have spaces available in our kit class. So I have a selection of kits that you can choose from, and you get to take the whole kit home afterwards. And it's just a really nice, relaxed, fun day. And if you wanted to come with a friend, 2 of you can come, and you just pay £15 each, and you get obviously half the kit. So you might have to argue who's going to get which bit when you get home. Okay, let's have a look and see. So I used the plain one there and then this one here for the sky, and it does almost look like trails of aeroplanes and things, doesn't it? So let's do just a little plain bit here on the right hand side. There we go. So that's all in Balmy Blue. So let me lift this off. So there we go. We've got our scene. So a number of things I can do. I'm going to add my yacht. I can also make this a little bit darker now I've got my sky in. So let's pop our yacht on here, sailing away. And I think I'm going to stamp that in early espresso so it really stands out. Just need to find it. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that would do. Just adding that in there. There he is. And it, because I've stamped it there, it almost looks like it's a blue boat. It's picked that line up perfectly. Couldn't have done that better if I'd tried. Not that that was what I was intending to do in the slightest. Okay, so I'm going to make this just a little bit darker. Although I did say it was daylight, so you probably don't need to. But it also gives me an opportunity to go up into that area there. Like so. I'm going to grab my yellow brush, but I'm going to take a slightly darker colour. And take a little bit of Mango Melody. Oh, thanks, Jeanette. Sorry, I missed a comment. Ink white clouds. Oh, yes, that's also true. Or with my white ink, I could ink up the clouds. But yes, that's a good idea, Zana. Yeah. Yes, so I like the idea of the cloud punch because you could punch out a cloud and then use blue blending brush to go over to create the look of some clouds, and also you could use it just to go over any gaps or anything. So this is Balmy Blue. Not very much left on there. There we go. I don't think actually that's making much difference, to be honest. Okay, so what I am going to do is grab my light Balmy Blue blends brush, she says. I can get it out. There we go. And I can just dot in a bit here, so tiny amounts of just dotting that in. Quite like the white bits along here because that looks like obviously the sea, and I've got a few little bits here. Literally just tapping the edge of my brush there. Like that. There we go. I think I'm happy with that. So the sea element is Pacific Point. I've used soft suede and crumb cake down here at the bottom. Oh yes, that's true, Catherine. Do you want me to divide it into two for you to start with? Maybe that would be fair. It's a nice kit that you've chosen, Catherine. So that's good. So if anybody else wants to join us on Saturday, I have spaces, as long as I've got the kit that you want, and I think I have all of the kits in stock. So if you want to join us, just message and let me know. If you're on my email list, I'm going to pop an email out later on today. There we go. I was going to add a little bit of dots down here. There we go. And of course we also have the free items during celebration. So for every £45 you spend, you get your choice of celebration item. And a great joining offer too. Oh, I haven't put my birds in, look. So the joining offer for anybody who's interested is, it's £99, and you get to choose £130 of product of your own choice, plus 2 free extra stamp sets of any value. So the main reason people join is for the discount. The main reason people stay is for the camaraderie and the support. There's no doubt about it. If I look at our team, and I think I mentioned last week that the average time people have stayed with me, bearing in mind that we have new people, you know, join us every year, the average time of all my people so far is 4.5 years, and I have people from 10 years ago right the way through to the last 3 months. So if it's something that would be of interest to you and you want to get your Stampin' Up products at a discount, then just message me separately and I can have a chat with you about it. There we go. I'm happy with that, I think. Can you see anything that I could do to improve it? I've added a little bit of interest down here. Now, on reflection, I would have added a bit more, maybe a bit more tone here, or a bit of green or something. But, you know, it's a rocky outcrop with a lighthouse. So let's put this together. And I have got a base card, and I picked up 2 pieces. That's definitely too light, but I think actually that would work quite nicely with that. So it offsets everything, doesn't it? So let's glue those down, and I'm going to leave that without a sentiment. I think you could add a sentiment in. It would make a nice retirement card, a male birthday card. Let's just put some glue on here and layer it up. So I have coffee and card this afternoon in toaster, so we'll be doing more of these. That's 2:30 till 3:30. And then we're back at coffee and card in Brackley on Fridays, 3 till 4. So it'll be a new set this week. Okay. Let's just flatten that down nicely. And there we have our finished card. So I hope you like it. Obviously it's there's a bit of artistic license because I don't think you would see the light shining during the daytime. Really this should be a night scene, but I just quite like the effect of that. So thanks to Louise for the idea in the first place. So there we go, just something different again with the Oceanfront stamp set. So a good one to have in your stash. You've got the grasses, you've got these rocks. I haven't used this one yet, or this one. And then you've got, this can be sky or ground. Same with this one, and same with this one really. So just use it accordingly. This stamp here has this, you know, level of interest, which is what I've done for the sea and everything. So rather than just, you know, using a blending brush or something. So there we go. Thanks for popping on and seeing us today. Thank you, Kerry, Catherine. Oh, you're absolutely welcome to bring other bits with you on Saturday. If anybody else wants to join us, then don't hesitate to message and let me know. So thank you so much. I'm off for a cup of coffee now and finish off packing my classes and class in a box. They're all nearly done, just the last little bit of die cutting. So if anybody has subscribed to the box, then they will be going out shortly. And so I need to do some emails as well. So busy day today. Thank you so much, everyone. Please do stay safe. Thank you, Lynn, Kerry, Catherine, Zana, Jeanette, Sandra, Scylla, Lynn, anybody else who's watching. And I look forward to crafting with you again. So we'll be back tomorrow at 7 PM UK time, probably with a new stamp set. Thanks so much now. Take care, look after yourselves. Thanks for watching. Craft with you soon. Bye.